right, guys, welcome in. Welcome back to Above Ground World News. We got tons of information to get in. Thanks to everybody that joined us over on the backup channel and listened to the health conference call that we do every Tuesday. It's actually a call-in deal, but I'm going to start running that over on the backup channel. Make sure you're subscribed. I got a copyright strike on the backup channel, so who knows? We never know. Each day things happen. But wow, we got to get into this, planned grid downs. And this is pretty crazy. We're over here at the Go 17, the Rams Flyer, the College of Colorado State.edu. And we're looking at this layer, and every time we have bunker fuel. Let me see if I can slow this down. It's just, wow, that's fast. Let me stop it here. And I'm going to show you every time, before every major hurricane, before every major fire event, we have bunker fuel operations now. If you were with us yesterday, you know they were loading bunker fuel all up from the Kamchatka Peninsula all the way to the Aleutian Island chain. Well, now guess where they are? They're right here off the coast of California. Tons of bunker fuel ships out here for the bunker fuel operations. What's bunker fuel? It's the most toxic emissions on the planet. It's like carbon. It could be carbon fiber clouds, sulfur. I mean, just the nastiest stuff ever. But they use it to create things, to make things happen, to affect the jet stream. I mean, we're going to get into all this really deep here in a minute. Yeah, I couldn't see the bunker fuel on the worldview map, no matter what layer I looked at. Even with the layer, I had to go to the Go 17. But what caught my eye was this kind of blast wave pattern right here. It's just kind of a weird pattern. I'm like, what is going on down here? And then you start looking in here, and then I can faintly see the bunker fuel operations. Now, California hasn't had a chemtrail in weeks. Well, guess what? They're getting hammered right now by the chemtrails, the fire accelerants. So you got major spraying over Santa Cruz, Santa Jose, all the way through the mountains of Sacramento, off the coast. All of Northern California is getting just bombarded, getting waxed. The clear days are over. It's fire season. Let's jump into a few articles, and then we'll get into that. Now, if you guys listen to the 16-day forecast, you guys knew this was coming 2 weeks ago from the wind models. And we told you there'd be a wind event. There are actually going to be wind events. We need to update the forecast, though, because it's getting closer to a storm that's going to hit the upper Northeast. Also, it's a hybrid storm. It's not a tropical storm. It's not, a subtropical storm. It's something different. But anyway, the PG&E to cut power to 800,000 customers across California tomorrow morning. And you can see it's right where the aerosols are being deployed. What year is this? This is 2019. So apparently they're going to make, with all our high technology and bringing in the 5G, I guess they don't want to burn up the new 5G and all the cameras out in the woods. But California, the largest utility, is taking the most extreme step to prevent another wildfire on Tuesday. Right there, what are they telling you? They're telling you they have no confidence in their infrastructure because it causes fires. The smart meters might blow up and start a fire because the wind's blowing. This same company, the same PG&E, we seen what happened with the Paradise fires. We seen what the radars did. We seen there was an explosion. We seen the blast wave. We come to find out PG&E is in cahoots with a company that has laser weapon satellites, the Solarian company. It's the same company with a different name. These guys are, they're not the good guys. So Wednesday, the Pacific Gas and Electric Company will cut power starting just after midnight Tuesday to about 800,000 customers throughout its service area. of the Bay, 9 counties, all but San Francisco, will be affected by the mass outage intended to stop PG&E power lines from starting wildfires. They say when fast, dry winds blow in after several months without sustained rainfall across 34 counties will be affected. Well, why didn't they steer the atmospheric river, into California like they did after the Paradise Fire to wash away the evidence? We documented all that stuff. Just go back and look at any of them videos. Mind-blowing, caught in the act, terrorism. That's what it was. So even customers far from the dangerous weather could lose power if PG&E turns off a line serving them that passes through a place that will experience severe conditions. Some could be affected long after the winds die down because the company will have to inspect all the power lines. What is going on here? This company, they start a fire. They pay out minimal money. The people didn't get anything. People are still without homes. They still can't rebuild. And then they raise the taxes. They raise your electric bill, but then they can't provide your electricity when the wind blows. I mean, this stuff has to stop. This madness with these companies have way too much power. So this is just ridiculous. So the utility on Tuesday released new estimates of how many customers in each county. It just sucks. This is bull. Nobody's going to be able to charge their phones. This is just think when the 5G and the internet of everything is set up. This is just a way to try to burn people out of the woods. They're going to burn people out, try to get you out of the mountains, try to get you from where you live, away from all these, robbery companies, because that's what they do. They rob you. So just tons of red flag warnings coming out. We can see it's in every area that they're spraying the accelerants through the skies. No such thing as good chemtrails. That's a myth. That's a lie. Here's your mainstream fake news. KPIX5 is your survival guide to navigate these potentially widespread fires. I can't play any of this just because they'll get me on it. I tried to click on this video earlier today. The titles: power shut off to 257,000 customers, may not have power for 5 days. And you got to listen to it for, it was quite a while. I mean, it says like a minute and a half, but it was just like, what the heck is this thing? It took a long time. It was like some football BS, man. People want to know what your title is, which we're going to get into everything in our title because that's always the first two things we cover. So, this is just insane that, wasn't going to get into that. That 2019 and the wind blows and they got to turn your power off because they're afraid their power is going to, start a fire. Hey, thanks out there, Troy and Bamboo. Also, in Detroit, you have filters being distributed in Birmingham, White Lake, after a lead advisory. So just like Flint, Michigan, where, the water was tainted there, but then you have the old lead pipes. The infrastructure sucks everywhere. Everybody has toxic water. And, this only comes out in certain areas, but it's everywhere. There's no safe drinking tap water. A filter is going to do minimal to all the, pharmaceuticals that's been flushed down the toilet and then recycled to your tap. It's a new world order. So here we go. We got some Franken pigs, man. Chinese farmers. We've covered this year the Chinese, doing putting human brains in pigs. And I mean, they just we got some mad scientists, Frankenstein people over here, doing all kinds of genetically wrong stuff. But now Chinese farmers have raised mutant pigs the size of polar bears amid pig Ebola crisis. So they caused the crisis, and now they just, they're going crazy with the madmen scientists out here. So these pigs are like 1,102 pounds. So they're bred to become a giant swine at slaughter. Some of the pigs can sell for more than 10,000 yuan, over 3 times higher than the average monthly disposable income in Nanning, the capital, blah, blah, blah. Soaring pork prices have encountered some of the large farms to experiment with genetic experimentation, kind of like they're doing on the people, with the vaccines, the GMO food, the smart, 5G, the Wi-Fi. We're just getting inundated by microwave radiation. Has anybody seen any of the birds migrate this year? I've not seen one flock of birds migrate. Where the hell are they? And then you get articles like this that come out. This come out today. Nearly 3 billion birds have disappeared. A net loss of 2.9 billion birds occurred over the last 40. I don't know how they count the birds, but I'm just telling you, I have not seen any birds migrating yet. I don't know if that's normal, but it seems like we should already see them flying south. Haven't seen any flying nowhere. So we got the Frankenfish, then we got this. We got some, asteroid twice the size of London bus will skim past the Earth today, NASA warns. The asteroid, dubbed 2019, measures up to 16 meters in diameter, making it almost twice as big as a London bus. See, that kind of throws you there. You're thinking the size of London, but a London bus, huh? Wow, they tricked us there a little bit. So the idea, and who knows, man? We don't know what's going on up there. They will never tell us if something was going to actually hit us. There's no way. But yet we can see, I've done a lot. I have tons of meteorite chunks in my yard, bunch of all kinds of stuff like that. And I got them all marked on my Google, but there's been 4 asteroid strikes right here in Missouri, and you can actually still see the crater zones. But I have tons of what looks like volcanic rocks, the genodes or whatever they're called. It's just crazy, man. All kinds of stuff around here. But, that's not going to tell us any. And then we got this nuts stuff. Remember, they just had that, radioactive explosion over in Russia. Well, now you got a suspected radioactive passenger train from Germany causes alarm in Moscow. Now, I don't know if that's where this train come from, but the train was evacuated and inspected for elevated levels of radiation after causing alarm on the border crossing. Now, they always tell you one of the cars in the train, which originated in Berlin, is said to have registered increased levels of background radiation during an inspection. And when I got down in here, it was like the toilet. Where was that? Okay. Heightened radiation levels were recorded in one of the compartments and in the toilet. 3 and 7 microsieverts, I don't know how to pronounce that respectively. The average dental x-ray is from 5 to 10. So it's like having an x-ray while you were on this train. The car was reportedly used by cancer patients traveling to Germany for treatment and was empty on the return trip. It is possible the radioactive substances used in the therapy may have been improperly handled on board during an outgoing trip and lingering traces of radiation. So, you got irradiated people that just had chemo that are normally on the train, I guess. So, you know, they just had that explosion. They admitted that there was a small, like a nuclear warhead in there, or a rod or something. All right, so here we go. Here's an article that came out last year, but I just got it in my email. So hey, let's cover it, because man-made earthquakes are supposedly declining in Oklahoma and Kansas. New research shows. I don't know. I mean, this was in 2018, September 27th, 2018. Remember when they said that, you know, fracking didn't cause earthquakes? We were all just conspiracy theorists. Well, now they admit to it. Now they say they're declining. That can't be good either. You know, where is the seismic pressure going? They're turning the earth into Swiss cheese. I mean, have you ever got on Google Earth and looked at the fracking operations through Texas, Oklahoma, all the way up to the super volcano? I mean, it's insane what they're doing to the earth. All right, we got the battle for Arctic. Russia to install a new missile warning system to monitor the new frontier. So we're probably going to be getting more scatter radars up here, more ionospheric heating radars, you know, just more stuff to steer the jet streams. So we'll be covering that as we see them building it. Let me get a sip of the coffee here. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. At least they're putting that in your head. So giant floating solar farms could make fuel and help solve the climate crisis, says study. Climate crisis. How many people believe that we're actually in a climate crisis? I mean, it's all climate control. We have a solar minimum, the grand solar minimum, and then they're using that along with the weather warfare to freak everybody out, thinking, you know, the earth is ending. So big tech companies are like, hey, we can sell this thing for a couple bill. Let's make some of these and sell them. Man, some of this stuff. I usually don't get into political stuff, but, you know, Hillary rockets into third place as rumors swirl over the 2020. Come on. No. Can't they just all go away? All of them. Like all of them. They're all on the same team. But, you know, when you look at The Simpsons and they show, you know, Trump in the casket, they show her as the president, you know, who knows, man? I'm not going to get into that one right now. I think we should go ahead and jump into the maps and stuff. All right, so let's take a look at the GFS here. Let's kind of see what it's showing. See if we're still getting that tropical event. Now, this little storm out here in the northeast, man, this is not like a cyclone or a subtropical, but this thing is going to cause havoc up for the northeast. So just letting you know now, there, Radical Ralph, you got some crazy weather coming. So look at the winds. We got the nice tight little winds. It's really, the winds are more, let me back that up. Am I not seeing something? So they got the winds, you know, kind of crashing down right there in Northern California. The real tighter, the closer the black lines, the higher the winds. We'll check the values here in a little bit. We got snow going on, but we got that spinning low pressure there. So look, here comes the wind to the southern part. So in about 36 hours, you got more wind, you know, pretty much where all the aerosols have been deployed. But I want you to watch this storm on the east. See, this thing is going to hit the upper northeast and just spin and spin. And it's a wind event. We've been calling that for a while. And then we got this, you know, huge land cyclone, tornadoes in the southern part, ice storms and blizzards in the north part. So we're not really going to have a fall. We're just going to go from above average temperatures to below average temperatures, right to winter. And notice this thing just keeps spinning around. Then there's a second phase to that too. So I just want to kind of scroll up here. There's our hurricane that should go away. Now I just want to scroll up here. We got another big rain event there for upper Washington, Oregon. And look, here's where they're going to come wash away the evidence of whatever fires get set off. Still no rain for the southern part of California. You know, might get a sprinkle there. I just want to see if it's still showing this hurricane late in the deal. Oh, we got some severe weather right there. All right, here, this is kind of, it's like that storm has popped up more over to the west. Now this is showing significant rain amounts for Louisiana and Mississippi on August 21st, next Monday. That's brutal. That's in the purples. That's 24 inches of rain in a short amount of time. So if that stays true, we're gonna have some mega flooding. So right now, that it looks like the hurricane they're trying to conjure up is still staying down there. It's not coming up. Let's check the Canadian model just real quick here. So we back that up. Yeah, see, they're trying to conjure a storm up down there around Cuba, but you got so much of the Sahara dust coming in, it's foiling their plans. So yeah, even the Canadian model is showing some pretty big time winds up in the north, right up in the mountains. I mean, you got blizzard type conditions here for North Dakota, South Dakota, according to the Canadian model. But yeah, look at this spinning low pressure that's going to hit the northeast. I mean, that's not going to be no joke right there. That's going to be some heavy rain with a bunch of wind. It's going to be like a hurricane hitting the upper northeast. So just kind of looking here. All right, we're done with that. Let's go ahead and get out of this. Let's go jump back into the RAM slider. Let me see if I can animate this and zoom in on these bunker fuel operations. This might take a second to load here. Yeah, it may take a while to load. In fact, let me just let's kind of scan around. So there's still a little bit of bunker fuel operations going on up there. I'm probably messing this thing all up. But wow, you can really see the aerosols right there. Let me just drop it down maybe to 18 frames. See if I can get this thing to play. This is just like a resource killer, this program. Man, it's a really good satellite view here, though. Once it gets all loaded, man, you can't get no much more clear than this. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's gonna. It's just gonna take it a minute to get going here. So, like, you can really tell these signatures at night. So I took them 2 frames off and it like messed it up. Yeah, there's a big X. These are not chemtrails, what we're looking at in the blue. So you can't really see them in the upper clouds. These are low-level bunker fuel operations. Now it should start coming in a little clear. Hopefully you guys can see that. Let me get that out of the way. Oh, there's some aerosols right there. But all these light blue lines, that's the bunker fuel, and then these long skinny lines at the top, that's the chemtrails. I'm gonna have to stop it because it loops too fast. But all these lighter lines, man, that's the bunker fuel. This is an hour. Each frame is 1 hour. So yeah, so major bunker fuel being deployed down here, and you got the chemtrails. Let's go ahead and just take a look. Let me jump over to the goes. See where this takes us. See if it gives us the West Coast. Yeah, it's just a full picture. I'm going to jump over to the Go 16. We'll just kind of get a quick look. We've been chemtrail free over the mid section for a couple days. Look, we got bunker fuel down off the coast of Peru too. Wow, all the way down off of Chile. We got bunker fuel operations like everywhere. Like this map, man, they can't hide it. Look at all the bunker fuel ships. Holy moly. So they're all up and down South America. Right here off the coast of Peru. What is this thing, man? It looks like, you know. What is that? I can't believe how bad that is, because it wasn't showing up on the worldview. Yeah, we'll jump. Just want to check this real quick. Got bunker fuel. Wonder if I can. Let's check. Man, we got bunker fuel. You know, up by the UK now. Let's see if I can check over by Australia. And I picked the wrong one. Hold on, let me get on this one. Let's see if they have the bunker fuel today. No, I'll have to, yeah, I gotta wait for it to load though. Different time frames. It's bunker fuel is what I'm talking about. It's just Google search bunker fuel, and it's like the most toxic emissions on the planet. Just think of it like this: every cruise liner ship puts out, you know, like 1 million cars worth of emissions a day. Now these cargo ships, now you can take that million and then multiply by like 1 million. The bunker fuel they use is like the leftovers of refining oil and gas. It's just like sludge. It's real thick. They have to actually heat it to get it to go through the fuel lines. But I mean, they're just pumping out this super toxic stuff. And it makes the clouds white. They call it cloud brightening. They call it accidental geoengineering. But it's actually geoengineering from the ship fuel, you know. It's like a chemtrail, but it's a boat trail, and it's way worse than even a chemtrail. So I'm not seeing any bunker fuel down there. All right, let's go ahead and jump out of that. Thing's like probably killing the resources. Now we should be able to zoom in right here and check out the actual spraying operations. Then we'll check a little bit more on the worldview map. So yeah, here we'll zoom in on that even more. I mean, that's blatant aerosols being deployed in the fire zone, in the power outage zone. Yeah, you got gas prices in, you know, California at $5 a gallon, and their tyrannical governor took the money that was supposed to be for the roads, and he's using it to put the one world train system in, the high-speed trains and the FEMA trains. So look at this spraying operation. It looks like they were just targeting California. I mean, they got a little bit there in Oregon. Let me back that up here. And I'll zoom in so you guys can see this even better. But look at the liners. Liners from right at the border of California, all the way down into San Francisco. This is targeted aerosols to, accelerate the fires. And, the ground's already dry out here because they dried it out. They blocked all rain from coming in. And now they just did the last ditch spray to help the fires ignite. So some big, massive fires kick off. We don't know if they're going to start the fires. It could be a test to see how we react, to see how we cover it. It's always a chess game. So, yeah, you got major spraying right there in Northern California, everywhere. We'll check the southern part, too. But look at the lines going on here. You had off and on spraying at the border. Then pure, just heavy waxing of the rest of the state. So this was started at night. So they started spraying at night all through the day. And we'll see if they keep spraying at night. Let me go down a little bit. Let's check the southern part of California. Yeah, they want to put in the FEMA trains, man. That ain't no joke. There is FEMA trains. They got these trains. I reported on that like a year or two ago, where all the doctors and shit are going to be in the trains. And who knows, man. They'll probably create like the zombie apocalypse, and the doctors will be in the train, and somehow you have to try to make it to the train to get help. Hell, I don't know. That could be a movie. Yeah, definitely could be beta testing. Or it could just be, hey, we're going to burn it up. We don't care if they, if above ground world news, shows 10,000 people. So, yeah, mega spraying. Heavy, thick, complete nastiness right there. They're hiding, trying to hide what they're doing. Let's look at this, full view here just so we can see who else is getting hit. Yeah, we see they use the weather. I mean, weather's going to cause the final war, the final battle. Because there's already a secret weather war going on right now. How thanks out there, Ricky Moore. There's already a weather war going on. Because what happens is when you're steering the atmospheric river on one part of the planet, it's droughting out another part of the planet. See, they're affecting the natural processes, and it's creating havoc around the world, and they're calling it climate change. It's all weather warfare, every bit of it, and then they're trying to use the grand solar minimum as, a little bit of fuel to help keep pushing this stuff in, man. When we can document everything they're doing, we got scientific proof on everything they're doing. And, they're even coming out now saying they're going to have to do it, but they've already been doing it. Once they started geoengineering the skies, they can't stop. At least that's the way they think in their mind. They think if they stop, it's just going to be a rapid heating event. But what happened during 9/11 when they grounded the planes for weeks? It got hot in the day, but it cooled down even more at night. The daytime temperatures rose up about 4 degrees, but the nighttime temperatures dropped like 5-6 degrees. So they're just madmen trying to control everything. I mean, the atmospheric river up in the sky, that's the main thing. That's our main water resource. And they can steer it. They can divert it. And once they have total control of it, then they have total control of who gets water, who gets drought, and all that. So let's take a quick look here at the worldview map. See here. Yeah, it's not all loaded yet. Started a little earlier tonight, so it's not as loaded as normal. Like I said, we just showed you these spraying operations over California, Nevada, Oregon, Idaho, going on. I mean, this spraying operation goes all the way through Montana, up through Canada. I mean, what do we got going up here? Look at this thing. We got aerosols up here. Look at that spraying mess. So here they are. Look, they must have got a little snow up here on Greenland, so they're spraying again to try to heat it back up, to try to put a blanket over the sky to keep the heat in. So you have a mass spraying operation. What is this thing, man? It looks like they dumped. Let's see if I can get that to look. That is just weird looking. So you got heavy aerosols. Like, you can just see the color of this is not right. But yet you can see all the aircraft trails all in this. So they're just spraying their butts off up here by Greenland, all the way to the coast of Greenland. See, the other day this was kind of like, it was pretty dry over here. There wasn't no snow. And now look, it's starting to get snow again. They don't want that to happen. They're trying to heat it up. So now we got mega spraying operations. We've been clear, really clear over most of the Midwest, except for right now. You got aerosols being deployed over South Dakota. See if we can get that to clear up a little bit. Yeah, so you got a little spraying operation here in South Dakota. Look how many places are clear. Look how beautiful it looks when there's not a bunch of planes up here mucking up the sky. Look at this flight pattern. We have one chemtrail that goes over Davenport. They take a left turn. Look at that. So we do got a few aerosols here in Wisconsin. Look at that flight pattern. Like, he's the only one. So right here, riddle me this. And you got one right over Davenport. If it was the humidity that causes the chemtrails, like the professionals say, how the hell do we got this one big, you know, backwards 7 shape chemtrail? You're telling me there was only one aircraft up here? Have you looked at Flight 24 radar? You know, why do you take this weird turn? What is this about? That could have been a military chemtrail. We're going to have to go check the radars. And then you just got a little bit of segmented sprays. Doing little dumps, chemtrail dumps. So glad I zoomed in there. I mean, that's blatant right there. That tells you that's not water vapor. There would be just one plane doing one route. He forgot to turn his chemtrail switch off. And then you got mega spraying over Pennsylvania, New York, New Hampshire, you know, Maine, all the way up into New Brunswick, and then all the way up into Greenland. We got some microwaves going on out here off the coast and some chemtrails, you know, just out here in nowhere land. Let's go check. See if they're still spraying the system. Well, they're not spraying here anymore, but they've moved. It looks like they moved the operation a little farther south by the Cayman Islands now. They must have gave up. The dust must have beat them out. So you got the dripping chemtrails. Yeah, so they're still spraying out here, though. All right, let's go ahead. We know the bunker fuels out here off the coast of Chile, off the coast of Peru. Aerosols being deployed on top of the chemtrail, or on top of the bunker fuel. So mass spraying operation off the coast of Chile. Wow, look, the Los Angeles in Chile is getting sprayed just like the Los Angeles in California. Maybe there's going to be some kind of ritual. There's another spraying operation over on the East Coast, South America. And then way down at the tip. Let's go ahead and go look. We had quite a bit of spraying operations over the Sahara Desert yesterday, through Egypt. We had the blast wave. Look, the signatures are still there. There's something really strange going on over here. Look at the cloud formations. Let me back this up a day at a time. Look at these weird signatures that have been here for days. There's something going on. Let's go up and back another day. It's kind of like the pressure that they're doing to Southern California to keep the rain away. Here's them same weird signatures. And it goes all the way back to this, to the blast wave. Got to get it on a better layer. So yeah, look, the exact same signatures. It looks like a wormhole. You know, if you took all this and made it a full circle with all these, it'd look like some kind of a wormhole. It's like, this is a blast radius. This is not like a regular dust storm. Now we had a day or two later, we had a regular dust storm, what they look like up here. See if I can find it. I know it was like a day or two later, there was an actual dust storm. I may not be able to find it with all the layers here. See if I can spot it. Yeah, I may not be able to find it again. Alright. So anyway, just go back and watch the older videos from a couple of days ago. Got a new spraying operation going, from Tusnia over to Italy. The Mediterranean Sea is actually pretty clear right now. Portugal's clear, Spain, until you get up here. Northern part of Spain is getting hit. And as you get up into France, the Bay of Biscay is getting waxed. See, they're sending wave after wave after wave over here to Ireland, Iceland, and the UK. There's aerosols being deployed. I know I'm moving around fast, but so you got the long liners up here, still out ahead of the storm, still giving them wave after wave. Oh yeah, we'll definitely check the one. I can't get to the updated view of that storm in Japan, but we're going to look at that here in just a minute. I'm just trying to get through this, documenting what's going on right now. Yeah, here, we'll see it from yesterday. So here it is yesterday. Just want to check this. And then we're going to go where we can see what's going on with it. So yeah, heavy aerosols in the Sea of Japan. Look, they're already getting hit with weather warfare, that is. More heavy aerosol spraying to the north. And you remember a couple of days ago we had all the bunker fuel over here, so I wanted to check. See, all the bunker fuel's way over here, so none off Kamchatka, Russia right now. Alright, so let's go jump in and take a look at this thing. So we got a couple invests over there that we'll look at them tomorrow. Let's jump into this storm here. Do the old paste and copy. Oh, I didn't know I had my damn contrast wrong. Yeah, there's no winds in California right now, but there will be. We'll look at that on the Earth null. So wow, look how long this thing has been a so it's went. Oh, there's tons of damage. That's what I was going to show you guys. There's tons of damage on some of these little islands here over by Guam. Or maybe no. I take that back. That was an old video. I thought it was, but then it ended up being an old video. So look at this. It went from a, category 1 to a category 4. And then right when it got, right beside Guam, it went to a category 5. Now it's back to a category 4. Now it's a category 5 again. Let's take a look at this thing. Does it got an eye wall now? We take the tracks off just so we can see it better. Oh, what do you know? Exactly like we said. It would get around Guam, and now it has a huge eye wall. It didn't have an eye wall at all. It was square. See if we can look at this on the visible. Yeah, we'll dig into this. So we'll see what happened. Did it get an eye wall replacement? Yeah, it kind of looks like an eye wall replacement. It looks like a little light beam. What is that? Okay, is there a way to slow this down? Man, I need to slow this down. There's something like a pointer, like a laser pointer going in the center of that thing. I can't slow it down. Okay, I'm gonna have to download that file. Let's take a look at it on the Mimic. Yeah, yesterday it had a square eye. So, yeah, here's where it started. We watched them two yesterday. Let's just see what this one looks like. So look, it turned into a square again, but now it's a circle. So watch it. It turned into a square for a second time. It's a square eye. Look, even the winds out here were in a 90-degree turn. Let's go back to the day before, then we'll look at that one again. Let's look at this one. So here it is going past Guam. Guam's down here. This is the northern islands. Turns into a square. The outer edges are a square. I've never seen that documenting these things since 2014, 2015. Look at that. It's a square. It's like a computer chip, like they've already gridded the sky. That's square. That is manipulated. Like, you can't even look at that. Square, and now it turns into a nice round eye. So they were focusing the pulse beam. It must have been out of focus. It was beaming it down as a square, and now they're tightening it up. That wasn't even an eye wall replacement. That's something else. It's like puffing like a steam engine. Watch this thing. Just puffing, puffing, puffing. It's like a breathing machine right there. Let's see what else could we look at on this thing. Oh, let me get it off that. Let me just put it on the visible for a second here. I want to back this out so I can see a little better. Let's just put it on the... Yeah, it definitely has an eye wall now. Kind of funky. This right here, the way it's wallering around and wobbling around, that looks more real than Hurricane Michael and Hurricane Dorian. I mean, them things you could just see they were too perfect, too round, which this one is square. Maybe they're making it square because I talk so much about it being too good an eye. Maybe they're trying to check out the shear. Yeah, I don't really want to read that. What I wanted to put on here, there's our vorticity, convergence, divergence. Here's our shear. So we'll hit a little bit of shear right up here, the red. See if there's data buoys. Look, if I can pull that data buoy up, we can see what kind of winds we're looking at. We'll see if there's no ships are out ahead of this thing. All these ships that are in the port of Japan better be mounting up, getting the heck out of there, or they're going to be up on the land. Take them back off. So our upper level winds. I was kind of documenting this just to see if we see any anything weird here. See the tracks, and then we'll put the dynamical. So yeah, look, it may take a turn and just clip Japan. All right, so man, that's a powerful storm there. Let's go look at it on the Earth null. Let's see what kind of waves we got today. Oh, other thing I wanted to look at is how big is this storm? See if they got the size of this thing yet. They're not giving us the size. That is so strange. Look, this one here, they give you the maximum wind, 100 nautical mile radius, the radius of circulation, 180 miles. You know, so that's about that big. This thing must just be so massive. Why are they only saying it's a, what? They're saying it's a low pressure. Yeah, we're looking at 175, 170 knots, 58-foot waves. Okay, center, 190. I think that's nautical miles there. This thing must just be so big they don't even want to tell you how big it is. All right, so we'll see what kind of winds this thing's picking up. 86 mile an hour. Oh, I'm not on a mile an hour. There we go. 90, 95, 91, 101. Okay, let's look at the waves. Get it on the feet. 55-foot waves. 55.7. 51.9. Let's take it up a day. Man, that's a monster right there. 62.8 foot waves. 64.2. 53. 55. Man, you would not want to be in a boat and be ahead of this 64.3 foot waves. This island's just going to get flooded out right there. I don't know what that island is. Look at that signature. It looks like it's being pushed from the back side just by looking at the waves. 57 foot, 54, 55, 55, 49. So you got, 20, 30 foot waves. It's going to be hitting the coast here pretty soon, within the next couple days. Look at it, it's going straight over Still 65.9 foot wave. And it's got a weird cutout in the back. 67. 68.5 foot waves. Man. That is crazy. 65.8. Biggest waves I've ever seen on a storm. Let's take this on up to where it's right on the coast. 59.3. So when we're looking here at the wave, looking at 40-foot waves, lashing 41 foot, 60.8, 61, 59. That's incredible, man. This storm is one powerful storm with the monster waves coming with it. Still 58, 61.2 foot waves. That island will be inundated. So pray for the people out here on these two little islands, man. They're going to be, 60, almost 70 foot waves. Like we're looking at averages 63, 62 foot waves when it hits Japan. 63, 64. They might want to evacuate the coast. Yeah, if anybody is on this coastline, get the hell out of there. I mean, 70 foot waves, and then you got storm surge. So if you factor in the storm surge with the 70 foot wave, man, that's like that's some biblical stuff there. So yeah, right here on the coast, 54 foot, 55, 54. Man, this is going to be a deadly storm. This will be a game changer out here. Fukushima. It's just going to be washing that stuff out. Trying to take this up. Look at that. The waves are going to curl around. And still at 40 foot waves. 66.6. That is not a good sign. 67.4. It's showing no signs of the waves getting any smaller. In fact, they're getting bigger. Man, that's going to be a nightmare. It doesn't even look like it. Let me go a whole day up as far as I can go. Wow. That is incredible. So pray for the people in Japan. Pray for them people out there on the little islands, man. Because that is that's a wicked storm right there. Let's go ahead and take a look. We'll look at the winds here and see what kind of winds this thing is showing. So right now, we're at the surface winds, 22 mile an hour winds that'll be coming in. Up in the mountains, you're looking at 20, 23. But if we go up to like 1,000 feet, then the winds are going to be picking up 35, 41 miles an hour, 42. Let's go up to like 850. That's pretty high up though, 4,000 foot. We get it back on the surface. That'll probably give us better. So yeah, 30 to 40 mile an hour winds coming in, just blowing right down the coast. So all the fire should blow towards the east, which could be bad. If a fire starts at one of the lower parts of the mountain, man, you're going to see a whole mountain just blaze up. Wow, do we already have a fire down there? Look at the high levels of the carbon monoxide. Let's go ahead and check the, oh wait. We put that on now. What is going on here? Make sure we're on now. So it's already, looks like there's like a fire or something going. Maybe a couple. Maybe they already started them. That's weird. I've never seen it in the green. 461 parts per million volume on the carbon dioxide. Wow, this thing is really changing from months ago. Here comes our dust waves. Yeah, I'm just kind of concentrating on this area. Let's take a look at the wind power density. How come there's no data? Here we go. So will it give it to me in the surface? All right, so here's the instant wind power density. Let me take it up a day. So you got one really small tight band in there. Get back to now. Nothing up in the reds though. I mean, if you're up in the reds, you're talking some crazy stuff here. Let's go up to 850s. That's pretty high. That's 4,000 foot up. See if there's any precipitation. See, there you go. That's what I'm talking about over here. Wow, that's just off the coast, but see the energy. So that's all the Cape, which is the energy. This is like the atmospheric river. Look, there is a little bit of the river kind of flowing towards California, but they're probably not going to let it come in. So total cloud water, the sea pressure, and the misery index. All right, I'm just checking a couple of things here. All right. So there we go. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call this a show. I want to thank everybody out there that helps share this information out. No fear, man. We got to laugh at fear and keep on fighting, keep on digging, keep trying to wake people up. Because when you see the people we have to wake up, it's going to be a challenge. Anyway, guys, much love. Be safe out there. God willing, we'll be back here tomorrow. Enjoy the chemtrail-free days while you got them. This is that little break we were talking about in the 16-day forecast. Anyway, we're going to play a song called Rise. I'll come jump over on the D Live for a minute, and then I'll come back here and jump in the chat for a minute. Much love out there. Be safe. Eyes to the skies. No fear. See the lies. Oh, the broadcaster really sucks right now. I don't know if it'll change scenes. We may not get no exit music tonight. I don't know why it freezes up. Yeah, thanks to the mods out there.